evening to all of you, and thank you for joining us for this 13 Plus FastCast. I'm Mary Coleman. We want to jump into some of our news headlines for you this evening. Tonight, we dig deeper into State Superintendent Tom Horne's plan to put more police officers on school campuses all across our state. 13 News reporter Shelby Slaughter has more from Sonoran Science Academy, one of those schools getting help from Tom Horne's plan.
All the tragedies we've had around the country, we want to be sure we don't have a tragedy here. That's my nightmare.
State Superintendent Tom Horne spent the day in Tucson today, visiting a number of schools and meeting with teachers, just one day after announcing his plan to get more police officers in schools amid an officer shortage.
The biggest tragedy that you can imagine is some maniac invades a school and kills 20 kids. It's happened in other states. It could happen here. And there's no one there to protect them.
Giving him $90 million for both police officers and counselors on campus in schools across Arizona, with a primary focus on the police officers.
Now they're going to arrange for them to be at a school. Now it's on their own time, so that'd probably just be one day a week. So you'd have to have 5 police officers to cover a school.
This means that if a police officer has a day off, they can spend the day working at a school. Horne says that's better than having no coverage at all.
What does that mean for schools that didn't apply? Is that because they already have one, or they just don't feel the need, or what's that?
Or bad philosophy sometimes.
One major district wasn't on the list, TUSD. I sent them over an email asking why they didn't apply for an officer. They sent back this email saying that they're already covered on their own.
If a tragedy happens, it's going to be on the school officials that wouldn't apply for a police officer.
And there have been internet outages in Vail due to multiple vandalism incidents. Cox Communications tells us there have been 3 instances of vandalism in the last month, leaving internet out for hours at a time for many customers in Vail. They say in each case their teams were immediately deployed and worked around the clock to repair and restore service as quickly as possible, although they say the damage in each case was extreme and took crews quite some time to repair. Cox is now working with Pima County Sheriff's Department and Tucson Police Department to identify the vandals in this case. We will have much more on this story and many others tonight on 13 News, live at 10. Well, the top prosecutor in Pima County is looking to stay in office. We are, of course, talking about Laura Conover. Pima County attorney says she is running for re-election. She was elected in 2020, and she says she wants to continue reform efforts. Those include avoiding criminal prosecutions for people addicted to drugs. But she's also taken heat for her handling of some high-profile cases, including that of fired Tucson police officer Ryan Remington, who shot and killed a shoplifting suspect on an electric scooter. Switching to some of your health news now, move over mosquitoes. There's another blood-sucking biter Americans need to guard against, the sandfly. Sandflies are tiny tan flies, about the quarter of the size of a mosquito, that can cause an infectious disease called leishmaniasis. Now, they are most active at night, and they're so tiny they can slip through ordinary mosquito nets on tents or window screens. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention says they've now detected the disease in a number of tissue samples from patients who say they have not even traveled outside the United States. Now, sandflies capable of carrying the parasite that caused the infection can be found in a number of southwestern and southern states. Experts say they're still learning about the bugs, but they can be repelled by bug sprays containing DEET, so not to worry too much there. Well, it is Safe Sleep and SIDS Awareness Month, and every year there are about 3,400 sudden, unexpected infant deaths in the U.S. That's according to the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. Mandy Gaither has more on the ABCs of keeping babies safe.
Keeping babies safe isn't just a day job. At night, some parents may unknowingly be putting their child in harm's way.
Resuscitating infants as a pediatric emergency room physician is one of the worst things we have to do to tell a parent that their child has died.
Dr. Sarah Lazarus with Children's Healthcare of Atlanta's Strong for Life program says the risk of sudden unexpected infant death syndrome is highest for children younger than 6 months. But experts say keeping babies safe when they sleep is as easy as ABC. A stands for alone.
As an exhausted parent, it's so easy to make a quick decision to put your child into bed with you, but that decision can really be fatal.
B is for back. Lazarus says a baby's neck isn't strong enough to prevent suffocation.
As long as your child is not rolling over, they need to be truly placed on their back, that the mattress be really firm and flat, so you don't want to use any inclined sleep surfaces.
And C is for clear. Your baby's sleeping area should have nothing but a fitted sheet in it.
Making sure that all blankets, stuffed animals, everything is removed from that crib.
And if your baby falls asleep in a car seat, move the child when you get to your destination. For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
And staying with your health news, Fisher-Price is recalling thousands of popular toy trains over a choking risk. The recall involves roughly 21,000 of the Thomas & Friends Wooden Railway troublesome truck end crates that you see here. This is a black and gray train car with brown crates, as well as the Thomas & Friends troublesome truck paint toys, which is a gray and black train car with gray paint cans and a yellow paint splatter on the side. Sorry, that's the one you see here. Fisher-Price says a small plastic piece with a high-powered magnet that connects the trains can loosen or detach, posing a choking and ingestion hazard for kids. The toy trains were sold nationwide at various Barnes and Nobles and other specialty stores from February of last year through August of this year. Customers should stop using the toys, and you can go to service.mattel.com for instructions on how to receive a full refund. And now we want to get a check of your weather with meteorologist Corey Kowitz. Corey, earlier we talked about how we hit another record today. It just doesn't stop.
It's unreal.
Yeah.
It's unreal.
Nothing else to
I'm
say.
speechless. I just don't. I mean, I come on here and I talk about how hot it's been, how hot it's going to be, and I use words historic, unprecedented, record-breaking. It's just,
There's no more words left.
I don't know, unreal.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all I got right now. Yeah. Today it broke a very, very impressive record. One of the most impressive records we've broken over the last 4 months with our heat.
Yes.
Let's take a look at these high temperatures, right? It was hot today, 100 degrees in Tucson. I'll get to that. Why hitting the triple digits was such a big deal. 93 Douglas, 96 Nogales, how about 104? In Phoenix, Mary, it's the middle of October. So yeah, the high today, 100 degrees, 15 above what you normally see. So that triple digit not only broke the daily record of 99 set back in 1921, but it also marked the latest triple digit day ever. Bar none, October 19th, we've never had a triple digit day this late into the season. You can see that list. We tied the previous record earlier this week on Monday. So the top two latest dates contain days of this week. Yeah. It's probably it's up there, the hottest October heat streaks ever. You normally see your last triple digit day on September 24th. That should have happened a month ago. The heat doesn't let up though through this weekend, expecting it to be even hotter, believe it or not, by a degree or two maybe tomorrow on Friday. Saturday, Sunday, just a bit cooler, but still in the mid to high 90s. Areas like Casa Grande, Green Valley, Sierra Vista, all in the region will be dealing with well above average temperatures. Hottest day of the week expected to be tomorrow, tapering off just a bit on Sunday, right? So I'm calling for 101. The National Weather Service, one of the models they run, which they say runs cool, 55% of that. So that means, Mary, we could, this record we have may not last long, right? We could be broken tomorrow for the latest triple-digit day ever. Again, we're forecasting 101. And why is it so hot? Well, we have ridging. Ridging is just an area of very hot layer temperatures of the entire atmosphere with that upper level high and that sinking air right over us. Why it's going to be so hot today and tomorrow, scooting just a bit off to our south and east Saturday and more of a neutral pattern on Sunday, while we'll see it cool down even further. But the real cool temps will start this week. A trough, which will bring down cooler air from the north, will reach our area starting Monday, lasting through mid this week, and it's going to cool us down an unbelievable amount, right? You can see, right, summer to fall in just a matter of a few days. How about that, right? From 100 to 77 on Tuesday. Unbelievable. Yeah, a roller coaster ride of temperatures. So, right, 101 Friday would be the latest triple-digit day ever. It would break today's record, 16 degrees above normal. And just 4 days later, on Tuesday, 77, right? A 24. It's unbelievable, right? How about that? 24-degree drop in 4 days. So, going from 16 above normal to 7 below normal. All right, so we're going to talk about that pattern change. Let's not just talk about temps. Let's talk rain chances. And when we're talking rain chances, we got to start off with Hurricane Norma, 120-mile-per-hour Cat 3 storm off the coast of Mexico. Could be impacting us, not directly, but indirectly in the form of some moisture. Let's track that out. It's going to continue to weaken as it moves up to the north through the Baja Peninsula, impacting the southern tip of the Baja Peninsula by the weekend, around Saturday there. Then turning, and you may be wondering, well, it's turning, but hey, the winds are coming from the south in the upper levels. That's going to help bring a little bit of moisture, you can see, through Monday, through mid next week. This is what the Euro's calling for. Rain arrives later on the day on Monday and lasts through Wednesday, and you can see those rainfall totals. Not too shabby, especially to our east. How about Douglas, over a half an inch, covering the entire region with rain. More rain the farther east you go. GFS painting a somewhat similar picture, right? That rain starting later on Monday, lasting through Tuesday and early Wednesday. But right, the rainfall total is not as high and a little bit shifted towards the east. So we'll see. Really, the biggest question is where west or east this rain will be, determining if we will get rain and how much of it. So, hey, looking forward to this big-time pattern change, right? Summer, dry, hot, to, hey, cooler, and maybe even a chance of rain next week. Can't wait for that.
We'll see, Corey. We will see. We'll believe it when we see it, like we said earlier. Thank you. Well, as we know, there's nothing like a game of tag, but only when you're in the mood for it. You have to see this next story. An Alaska woman captured video of a magpie toying with a moose in her backyard. Dave Allgood reports tonight.
Ellie Fry has a room with a view here at her home in Eagle River, Alaska.
This is my Zumba studio.
And just the other day when she was Zumbaing away,
My husband asked me, "Have you looked out the window lately?" And I said, "No."
and of course that question couldn't go unanswered.
What do you think, Mia?
Mia had her own room with a view of this.
The moose was just trying to relax. I think he was very annoyed.
A young moose just trying to chill in her backyard, but look a little closer. There on the
I
left,
looked out, and that's when I saw the magpie messing with the young moose.
that magpie had a penchant for Mr. Moose.
Oh, he was naughty.
The mercurial magpie jumped right on the moose's bumper.
It just kept going on, so I went and got my phone and started videoing it. He was jumping on the moose's back. He was flying around his face. He was jumping on the ground right in front of him and then running off. He was just being really naughty.
And Mr. Moosey got a little goosey and wasn't having it.
And the moose was kind of getting irritated. You could see that. He was starting to chase the magpie a little bit.
The magpie breaking free to a nearby tree, the moose looking peeved.
Don't go through the swings,
But just when you thought this might be the end of this cat and moose game, he's back.
The magpie kept coming and jumping on his back over and over again.
The magpie hopping back to the moose's cabooses.
I like to think that they are kind of teenagers of the birds, and they just mess with other animals all the time.
A game of tag that just didn't seem fair. I mean, those long, lanky legs can only take you so far.
I think he was playing, hard to get. Come and get me,
Moose mom peering over the fence to check on Junior.
She's like, "What's going on here?"
More taunting from the teen, a standoff, a stalemate between yard mates.
It went on, I would say, 30 minutes.
And total sidebar, you know you're from Alaska when...
Actually, I originally was just going to send it to our neighborhood because we have a little neighborhood group. We inform all the neighbors about the moose in the yard.
Yep, you have a neighborhood group chat about meandering moose in your yard. Anywho, Ellie?
It was fun. I like sharing good things.
And we're glad you did. The sly magpie and the mini moose sounds like...
Definitely. This could be a perfect children's book.
I mean, really, this is all just some good-natured fun. And that's...
Who wouldn't love a magpie being silly and chasing a baby moose, basically. So, yeah.
How cute was that? Love those stories. Well, we are going to leave you this evening with a live look outside. That moon is looking gorgeous. If you have a telescope, might be a good time to pull that out to take a look at it. We hope you have a great evening and join us for 13 News Live at 10.